Yeah.
Alright.
It's not as dumb as he looks.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking time away from the rodeo to listen to me talk. Picture this: it's a cold February morning. You're sitting here doing your basic needs, making coffee, getting breakfast, doing everything you need to do, and you walk outside to go to work, and there's Russian T-80 tanks sitting in each intersection of your village. This is exactly what happened on February 24th, 2022, as Russia invaded Ukraine. A lot of Americans believe this isn't our fight. We shouldn't be a part of it. We should be providing aid. I beg to differ. I think we should be a part of it. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a little time and take a little bit of time and talk about why I think we should be aiding Ukraine in this NATO operation over there, and how the cost outweighs the price of us not being there. I spent the last 2 weeks conducting extensive research and knowledge to better persuade you on my choices and why I think we should stay. Some of the main points we're discussing today is, in the event that Russia wins, what could happen to surrounding NATO countries and what could turn out from that. If the U.S. shows a weak backbone by not helping other NATO countries, China might continue aggression on Taiwan and possibly push into other countries, as well as if Russia gains access to Ukraine's exports, how that can affect the economy, and can go from there. To start this off, we're going to proceed with if Russia were to win this war and what might fold from there. If Russia wins this war against Ukraine, this could lead to possible other aggressions against other surrounding NATO countries. For instance, in 2008, Russia invaded the Republic of Georgia, a small country just south of Russia, pretty much going hand in hand exactly what's happening in Ukraine right now. John Hassel, author of CAP articles, was cited saying, without NATO support for Ukraine, which has created the quagmire that Russia now faces, the United States can see an emboldened Russian advancing to NATO borders. This kind of goes hand in hand with us speaking before as Russia continues their aggressions to other countries. The next point, Russia argues that NATO was specifically designed in offense against Russia and or USSR times when it was initially created. But when looking to the NATO homepage and current relations described in NATO's intentions, taken directly from the NATO homepage itself in 2023 by accredited NATO authors, NATO is a defensive alliance whose purpose is to protect our members. Our official policy is that NATO does not seek confrontation and poses no threat to Russian Federation. In fact, NATO was not the one that invaded Georgia. NATO was not the one that invaded Ukraine. Russia did reinforce NATO's obligations to the European Union on all that fall under NATO. Now more than ever, the United States needs to show a strong backbone in supporting other NATO countries. The next point we'll be talking about is if the United States were to show a weak backbone, can China possibly push more into Taiwan and force aggression in that direction? Taken from Lindsay Maislin, a U.S. author covering Chinese aggression in Taiwan, she is quoted saying, Taiwan has been governed independently of China since 1929, but Beijing views this island as part of its territory. Beijing has vowed to eventually unify Taiwan with the mainland using force if necessary, going back to the People's Republic of China and creating that. If China were to gain control over Taiwan, it could put more pressure on Western civilization. This could get China closer to U.S. bases in the Pacific. Quoted from BBC News in 2023 by David Dreams, if China was to take over Taiwan, some Western experts suggest it could be a fear to obstruct power in the Western Pacific region and could possibly even threaten U.S. military bases as close as Guam and Hawaii. Finally, with that many countries being involved, you have to look at the bigger picture of exports and the economy. Ukraine has many exports that contribute to a lot to the world. The United States being involved can help keep these resources out of offensive hands. Pulled from the World Tracker of Resources on OEC in 2023, Ukraine exported well over $264.7 million in steel to the United States alone. If Russia were to get access to some of these resources and essentially build weapons of mass destruction or other things, this could greatly inherit the world's power and the world's steel. As of right now, Russians are displaying new T-14 tanks in Ukraine. These built from steel, quoted from the Writers of 2023 by European Live Agency. Russia has begun using these new T-14 Armada battle tanks to fire on Ukrainian positions. If Russia were to gain access to that much steel, this could there's no telling what could do to the U.S. population, or U.S. steel production, as well as the economy overall. In conclusion, I discussed if Russia were to win this war, what possible conflicts can press more from NATO obligations. If the U.S. were to show a weak backbone, what other countries, including China, could progress into more aggression, and Ukraine exports, if Russia were to gain them, tribes or something. I hope it's meant this time to persuade you my point of view, and hopefully swayed y'all more to my side. The question now is, should we stop providing aid? I think not. We should stay united and support other NATO countries.